Good morning. My name is Meghann Isgan, and I have earned my bachelor's degree in Human Resources Management. Like many of you, I enrolled at WGU when I was a working professional, and I had gone as far in my career path as I was able to without having a degree. I knew if I wanted to attain the success I had hoped for, I needed to get serious about my education and find the right program and the right school. I looked at a lot of programs and ultimately decided on WGU. It had everything I was looking for: flexibility, accreditation, the ability to work at my own pace, and most importantly, affordability. You see, I am cheap, and the fact that WGU would allow me to accelerate my classes and complete as many as I was able to in one term, all for the same price, that was exactly the incentive I needed to go back to school, and WGU was the perfect school for me. Since I'd already completed an associate's degree, I was able to start my first term with 54 CUs, and my degree plan showed an estimated 5 terms to complete the rest of my bachelor's degree. But I thought I could do better. With the help of my amazing student mentor, Sarah Bizzaro, I came up with a plan to leverage my work experience and accelerate my courses and finish in 2 terms. Within the first 23 days of my first term, I had completed 21 competency units. Thank you. I was on fire. The next course I took turned out to be one of the most challenging courses I've ever taken, and just the name of it became forbidden in my house. Finance. You know. I'm grateful for this class because it showed me just how valuable having a student mentor really was for me. When I started classes and had to have a weekly call with my student mentor, I viewed it as just another requirement that wouldn't make much of a difference. Sorry, Sarah. I was really wrong. Sarah became my cheerleader, my coach, my supporter, my brainstormer, and she helped me navigate a course that I just couldn't wrap my head around. Having her on my side affirmed that something I already knew: WGU was the perfect school for me. I passed finance, and I was pumped to get back on the accelerated plan to get things done, and then life happened. After 2.5 years of infertility, my husband and I found out we were gonna have a baby, and I have never been so sick in my entire life. Thank goodness I had worked so hard in those first several weeks because I could barely function for the rest of the term. Again, Sarah supported me and encouraged me when I wanted to throw in the towel. I made it to the end of the term, having completed 27 CUs, which was more than double what my degree plan had initially outlined. I was able to finish the minimum required CUs at the very beginning of my second term, just in time to have my baby. Shortly after I came home from the hospital, I received a very touching card from the WGU Indiana team congratulating me on the new addition to my family. I actually just received another one last week for that 10-day-old baby that I have at home. And I'll never forget that. It was a small gesture, but it showed that even though I was an online student, I wasn't just a number. That small gesture reminded me that WGU was the perfect school for me. After my baby was born, I kept in touch with Sarah. She and I talked about how my life was changing and how it would affect my plans for school. I ultimately decided to leave my full-time job to stay home with my son. I was able to focus on him, do a little bit of consulting on the side, and when my third term began, I did coursework in the evenings. Sarah was a constant throughout the entire process and helped me navigate the challenges I encountered. When I decided that accelerating my courses was putting too much stress on my family, she helped me revise my study plans and helped me stick to them. She offered suggestions I would never have thought of and really motivated me to continue. In my final term at WGU, I had only a few courses left, including the big one for my degree, Human Resources Management Concepts. The final assessment for this 9 CU course is a huge, scary, big fat national certification exam. This exam is no joke. It has a national pass rate of just 64%. And to say I was nervous would be a profound understatement. Sarah had much more confidence in me than I did, and honestly, it was her belief in me that kept me going. I studied harder than I've ever studied in my life to prepare for this exam. I also sent many more emails to Sarah, freaking out, than I had in the entire time she'd been my student mentor. Since we'd talked almost every week for close to 2 years, she knew exactly how to calm me down and to motivate me. It worked, and after the most stressful 2 hours of my life, I passed that big, scary exam. Thank you. And Sarah was the first person I emailed when I got my results. I started my journey with WGU thinking I would power through my courses, get done as soon as possible, and finally have that piece of paper to prove to my employers that I really did know my stuff. What I got was so much more. An education, yes, but also human connection, which wasn't something I was expecting from an online university. Thank you to Chancellor Barber, the course mentors who helped me through my most challenging classes, my husband James for supporting me throughout this entire process, and to my student mentor, Sarah Bizzaro, sorry, emotional, without whom this journey would never have been completed. WGU provided not only a structure that included a mentor I didn't know I needed, but the opportunity to achieve my goals. WGU was the perfect school for me. Congratulations, fellow graduates. We have earned this. Thank you.